Hey guys, so today people ask me about trailer lights on the back of my Dodge Ram. Well, the reason why I have made a bracket that screws in on the inside and it goes right to the latch, it actually goes under the latch and holds on this trailer light. It's only power and ground, as you can see, just power and ground, that taps into behind and it goes down underneath. This is my trailer wiring, so it actually gets connected into my trailer wiring because I don't have clearance lights anymore. These typical sort of Dodge problems has a wiring problem. This, of course, is a 2003. I have another wire right up here. You can see I just brought the wire up, fabbed a little bracket that goes onto the screw that holds on the front bumper valance plastic part, and it runs with one 18 gauge wire. The rest is ground over here, so that's one wire that goes right to the back, and it attaches right into the trailer wiring. So my trailer wiring, of course, is kept out of harm's way. I actually keep it in here. You've seen my other videos where I keep it nice and dry. And you can see it's perfectly clean inside there. It's not all crusty, and I have a nice long length because my trailer is a big 10,000 to be able to try and tow my trailer. So this simply gets tapped off to the other side. Same exact thing. So at nighttime, you simply just have two tail lights. That's all it looks like. Real simple. So surprisingly, these lights don't light up, but this is of course my turn signal, my brake light, my backup light, they all work. It's the clearance lights that these, of course, are usually, in this case, they're the 2057 if I'm not mistaken. So 1157, which means it has a low and a high bulb. In this case, I'm only using the low bulb, so I can be able to just have clearance, not stop. So you can see inside, there's the bulbs. They work fine, except not on low beam, because there's a high and a low to these two, and only the high works. So that's my turn signal, my brake light, and my clearance lights. And those lights don't work either, because again, the whole back of the car, I just haven't tapped into those wires. I don't do a lot of night driving. And same thing right to the front, same sort of bracket, and that wire simply goes right to the back. So I've literally run all four sides with a piece of wire, just real simple. Just ran that simple wire right to the back. You can see my frame's extra greasy. Here in Canada, we have to oil the daylights out of everything because or else she rusts. So you can see for 2003, built in 202, there's nothing wrong with it. Perfectly fine because I just drench it in oil. You can see the back bumper, extra greasy. And I've already chamoised this off today because this is February 1st and I'm perfectly, can see we've got our snow, but nowhere near as much as we usually get here in Canada. We have only about a foot. So this kind of thing, not offensive, and it literally took me an hour to do. As soon as I was able to figure out where clearance is in these lights, I was able to simply just tap right into it, shrink and solder all of my connections. You can see shrink and solder. So tapped out fine. And when I turn on my regular lights, and they turn on. And that's all it is. They turn on fine. So all this extra wiring here, this was for an auxiliary tail light at one time, because at one time I only had one light. This, of course, I had a different problem. So again, by the time I shrink and solder everything, figured it out. So this one isn't in use, and this one down here, because now I'm able to get my air conditioning because I have my condenser fan. So the condenser fan didn't work, so again, Princess Auto to the rescue, and I simply just 12 volted one right in front of the other one. So of course this looks like shit though, but it's my truck, so not a big deal. And for my trailer, I have to be able to turn on this one. That is actually stop and turn for my left tail light. So my left trailer light is actually 12 volted right into 12 volts, hot wired right into the battery terminals, and then simply on, off. Put on the brakes with your foot, put on your finger, turn it, and that's on and off. So that's completely ridiculous to most people, but surprisingly when you're driving, you have you're automatic, so your right hand doesn't do much. So not too bad again. So not really much. This is again real simple. If you recognize it, it's actually from a vacuum cleaner. Just simple 18 gauge stuff. Again, shrink and solder. So she works. So if you think that's ridiculous, if you think it's ridiculous, tell me. You know, I want your comments though, but you can spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on this kind of thing. So figuring out where the break in the wiring is, I have no idea, but some people say it's part of the fuse box, saying that there was a recall and they had to have a splash shield or something. So when you go to Kenny Upel, you're able to find that all those fuse boxes are all gone. They're all been taken out. So that's probably means that they're just as bad, but who's to say? You buy something in the junkyard, 50-50 chance of it actually works. So this is just a real simple way of tapping into my trailer lights to be able to get 12 volts to the back of the car. So anyways, guys, time to shut up. And yeah, so the simple, literally a $10 repair to this wiring problem. So you can see pretty good shape for 2003. Anyways, guys, SAN 379 out.